buried trauma is something which we do not acknowledge, or we do not want to acknowledge, or we might not be even aware of it, what we are carrying. So sometimes trauma imprints are deeply imbibed in our subconscious, unconscious. We might not be aware of it consciously, but it creates certain psychosomatic symptoms. Psychosomatic symptoms are something which are psychologically impactful, and they impact the body. So it could be something like depression, it could be unexplained pains, autoimmune disorders like fibromyalgia. It could be something like, where a person just feels helpless or hypervigilant all the time. So all these are symptoms that might come up due to buried traumatic situations in our body-mind system. And it affects the psyche on one level, and then it affects the body on another level. And we might not be even aware, why do I have that unexplained pain? You've done all the tests and nothing comes out. And that is where the trauma healing work comes into play, because we start to look at it from the body, and we start to look at it where the trauma might be imprinted or where it carries a certain memory, and we start to release it. OSHO is the only mystic which talks about something beyond psychology. As a psychologist, I can say psychology is the science of the mind. And then, of course, when we are working with medicine, medicine is the science of the body. And here, when we talk about emotional wellness, it is more about emotions. But then there is something beyond all of that, and that is something called the being. And when we connect with that authenticity, that what we are able to distance ourselves from the pattern that trauma or triggers might be carrying. It helps us to look at it from a disengaged view, and it's easier to become free from a certain pattern. My name is Richa, and I am your facilitator for OSHO Trauma Healing course. I am a clinical psychologist, and I am a somatic experiencing practitioner and I've been working with people for more than 15 years, people from all walks of life. I have also been supporting and assisting the faculty who train somatic experiencing in India, and I have done so many workshops with trauma healing with people from all over the world. So there's a lot of safety and a lot of knowledge which is going to support you during this course. And as I said before, everything is confidential and creates a safety net to work on your traumatic imprints. And one more thing I want to remind you, trauma is not just the story that finished. The trauma stays within us. Trauma exactly is the imprint that we are carrying, which governs our life. And this trauma healing course supports you to look into it and start a new journey into healing. The crux of this course is to look into some difficult situations of our life that might be creating a certain pattern of relating, of living, of coping with life. And in this course, we bring some awareness of the patterns, we bring some meditations, and we work with integrating the body, mind, and being connection, and how to go beyond the traumatic impacts that we might be trapped in and are living in with. So this trauma healing course is a weekend course, and as the name says, I know everybody gets attracted to the word trauma, but the secret is this course is not about trauma, it is about healing, and that is why the name of the course is Trauma Healing. Today's world is quite a busy world. We are very, very stressed. We are living in a high volatility zone. There are wars happening, there are relationship issues, there are breakups, there are corporate stuff, stress happening. So in today's world, the life is too fast, and our nervous systems were not created for that. Our nervous systems were created for equilibrium, for balance. And in today's world, everything is very, very high impact for our nervous system, and that creates issues like depression, mania. It might have issues like, where a person is carrying certain complexes, and also the patterns, how we relate with life, get messed up. So in today's world, this course brings awareness to look into what patterns we might be, trapped into, and then work on bringing a state of balance and resolution of certain patterns in a very, very safe and creative way. Because trauma challenges our safety, it breaks our safety net, and healing brings in that safety net, and resolution happens only in safety. So somatic experiencing is a research-based work which is bringing a lot of shift in the world, how it looks at trauma. So soma means the body, and the experience is whatever we are experiencing in our world, in our life. So whatever we have experienced in our life, whether it is joy, whether it is something painful, the memory stays in the body. Whether, in traditional psychology, we always work with the mind. The cognition kind of, we look at it and we are like, okay, we've moved on from a particular situation or a concept that we might be having as an idea. But what happens is that in life, when we are faced with something similar, it triggers us, and the same similar symptoms come up. We get shaken the same way, we react the same way. So in somatic experiencing, we work sensation based, we work body up. So it's not like we are fixing everything from the mind, or we are cognitively just giving a logic to the mind. We are working with the sensations, emotions, associations, and that is how we start to create an opening to check what might be holding in our body, and we break associations with traumatic patterns. There have been so many moments in my sessions or the course which touches me deeply almost every time I do this course. There was this young man who was in my course, and he just came out of curiosity. He was like, okay, let's do this course and see what it is. And eventually he figured out how he had dropped the ambition to be a musician because there were certain pressures from the family systems that were bringing so much expectation from him that he dropped his passion. And we found a way how he could balance his life along with his passion so that he could live his life to the utmost quality that he wanted to, without compromising on the practicalities of life, and still not, sacrificing his passion. And his music became so much beautiful and became a doorway for his meditation. Have the courage to dive in. It's worth it, and it's totally safe, and whatever is shared in the course is confidential, so it's very, very ethical. And again, I want to remind you, this course is not about trauma, it is about healing, and I invite you to give healing a chance without any fear.